Guess what, sports fans? You must have clicked on the wrong thumbnail, because I'm just some guy who's about to talk about a movie that's based off of a Japanese comic book. So, welcome. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Hello, homies. Welcome to Thumb Together. My name is Andrew Fantasia. Today we're going to be talking about Alita Battle Angel Together. As usual, if you enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and give some love to that subscribe button as well. And you can be a battle angel yourself by picking up a copy of my book, Side Scroller, available now on Amazon in paperback and ebook formats. It's really, really good. I promise. I wrote it myself. Important preface. I don't read Japanese comics, and I don't watch Japanese anime. It's never really been my thing. I know there's people out there who can't get enough of it, and kudos, I'm glad you enjoy it. I've been turned off by the likes of Pokemon and all that stuff, so like I can't deal with Japanese cartoons. I just can't. I'm sorry. But I know there's a lot of people out there who love the Alita comic book, and that it's been going on for many, many years, I think. I remember I used to, like a decade ago, I would have a subscription to Wizard Magazine. Anybody out there remember Wizard Magazine? I just aged myself. That's okay. But I remember an article in one of my first issues of Wizard, and I think it was from 2007. And in that article, they were interviewing James Cameron, and he was talking about, oh, I can't wait, I want to make a Battle Angel Alita movie, and it's going to be great, and blah, blah, blah. That was 2007. So James Cameron has had this boiling on the back burner since before Avatar 1, which we all know was 75 years ago. And now today we're finally getting to see Alita Battle Angel on the big screen. And James Cameron's name is behind it. He produced it and all that. So that Wizard Magazine got something right. It was just very, very, very early to get anybody's hopes up. Now, again, because I haven't experienced any of this manga, or I don't know if there's an anime too, but I haven't seen it, obviously. I don't know if this movie did it justice. So if you saw the film and you believe, it didn't do the comic justice, or it did do the comic justice, that's great. I'm sorry, but I can't talk about that because I don't read that shit. I'm just here to talk about the movie itself and tell you what I think about it. And I think Alita Battle Angel is one of the best sci-fis we've gotten in a long time. I'm a big fan of the whole cyberpunk genre. I really like it. Unfortunately, there's not a lot in it. And even more unfortunately, the adaptations we do get of cyberpunk stories, I don't know. I just find they haven't been all that great. I mean, I thought Ghost in the Shell with Scarlett Johansson was really bland. Like, I saw it for the first time a few months ago. I want to say back in the summer, and God help me if I can remember a single detail. Like, it was so bland. And way back around this time last year, Netflix released Altered Carbon, which is another popular cyberpunk story, neo-noir kind of story, and they released it on Netflix as a limited series, and I watched it and I was like, a little bit better than Ghost in the Shell, but still just bland as hell. Like, they didn't have fun with it. That main character was the biggest douche. I just did not care for him at all. So I just wished we could get something fun and exciting in that world, in that kind of neo-noir, flying cars, big billboards on, like, you know what I mean, the Blade Runner kind of world, but just something else that wasn't Blade Runner, because we have Blade Runner and that's one good thing in the genre. Give us something else. So Alita Battle Angel comes along and I watch it and I'm like, you know what, that's something else now. They did it. They gave me a good story set in this kind of world. Now, it's not amazing. This isn't something that I'm gonna write home about and be talking about for months to come, but I was just very pleased with how good it turned out. In particular, I am really impressed with the character of Alita. This is a character who could have ended up looking horribly, horribly wrong. I mean, you can see in all the promo material, she's got the anime-looking face, she's got the big eyes, and she's all motion capture. This is something that really could have put people off. But they found some kind of balance, and I can't really describe what Weta Digital did exactly, but they found the right kind of balance where she still lives in the uncanny valley, where we can look at her and be like, that's not a real person. But at the same time, she lives in like a divot of the uncanny valley where we can look at her and be like, that's not a real person, but she's kind of cute and she looks nice. I'm okay looking at her. She's not disturbing. And that's hard to do. We can't take for granted how hard that is to pull off and throughout a whole 2-hour movie as well. There's never a point in this whole runtime of the movie where you look at Alita and you're like, ugh, that doesn't look natural. There are some other characters who are like big cyborgs that just have like a tiny human head on it. And in some of the shots where they're like in the background and, you know, the animators didn't want to go through a crazy amount of detail, if you look at some of those heads, you can tell like, oh my God, that is disturbing. Kill it with fire. But with Alita, they really pulled out all the stops and made her not only, you know, pleasant to look at, but pleasant to cheer for. Like you never wanted to take your eyes off Alita. And I think that's what was needed to make this movie work. And because they pulled it off, it works. And you also have to give props to Rosa Salazar, because I think she, you know, gave a really astonishingly good performance. I think this is her first motion capture performance either. And I don't know what else she's been in besides Bird Box. So she's not like super out there yet in terms of big roles like this. But Rosa Salazar killed it, man. Alita was probably the standout character, and this is a movie where Mahershala Ali and Christoph Waltz have significant roles. She outshone both of those really good actors, so that just goes to show what a great job Rosa Salazar did, and without us ever having even seen her actual face. So if you see Alita Battle Angel for any reason, see it for that performance and see it for just that character in general, because Alita rocks. Again, I love world building too, and this is full of world building. This is full of just all kinds of cool little details, lots of little things that are just in the background for you to enjoy and be like, oh, look at that chair. You know, it's not a normal chair. It's like an Alita world chair because it has like robot pieces on it and stuff. Little pieces of set dressing, things that you take for granted, things that the set designers could have skimped out on, but they didn't. And that's what makes stuff like this so great. Now, I've been looking at some other critic reviews of Alita Battle Angel, and there's one thing that a few critics, like a disturbing majority of critics, complain about. I don't get it, you guys. I really don't get why this is cause for complaint. I really don't. Because for me, this was one of the best features of the film. And that is this, okay? Alita Battle Angel is supposed to be part one of a bigger series. Okay? It's supposed to be an opening chapter. It ends very clearly saying there's more to this story. It ends with like a lot of unfinished business, with Alita basically saying, okay, I took care of this, now I'm going to go take care of that, because that's still in my way. And it's not in like a cheap way like Halloween 2018 where it's like, oh, maybe we'll make another one if you give us enough money. No, this is like a very cut and dry, stay tuned because part 2 is coming eventually. And I love that. I love when storytellers are ballsy like that and they're like, listen, guys, we have more. So prepare yourself for more right away, instead of just trying to be ambiguous about it like a douchebag. And a lot of critics, for some reason, give it flack for that. They're like, oh, it's just trying to set up a sequel. No, it's just trying to tell you the first chapter of a big story. When you read a book and you get past chapter 1, you're not like, oh, chapter 1 didn't tell me all the details. I have to keep reading. This is a bad chapter. No, because there's clearly more. You fucking idiots. I'm sorry, that makes me really upset when I hear critics give a movie a bad review because it sets up a sequel. You know what? Too bad. You don't like that? Don't fucking watch movies, because movies have sequels. That's just the thing that happens. Grow up. Rant over, I promise. But yeah, Alita Battle Angel sets up a sequel, very much so. And it got me excited because there's clearly more to come. There's clearly more of this really cool world to explore. However, I'm worried because not a lot of people went out to see Alita Battle Angel. So we might not get that sequel. I don't know. The movie hasn't made a whole lot of money yet. However, it's still opening day. The weekend hasn't even officially begun yet. So maybe come this weekend, it'll make that money. And it is based off a Japanese manga. So I'm sure, the international markets are going to be a huge part of the final box office total. But as it stands today, as of Friday morning, it's not pulling in as much bank as they expected it to, especially considering that this is a pretty expensive movie to make. So if you like stuff like this, if you're a fan of this kind of stuff, I would urge you to go watch Alita Battle Angel, simply so that the movie makes enough money for them to continue the story, because it is worth it. It is worth continuing. It is worth seeing more of this character, of this world. I think that they hit, not a home run, like it's not a perfect movie, but they played a damn good game of baseball here, and Alita is worth every penny in the price of admission. So that is Alita Battle Angel. That's Thumb Together for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Andrew Fantasia. I'll see you here next time, and until then, adios. I guess those same critics who complained about Alita setting up a sequel, they must really hate Christmas Eve, because really Christmas Eve it's just part one. It just sets up Christmas. They must, why does Christmas Eve have to exist? All it does is set up for the next day. That's all it is. It's just a setup for part two. Seriously, what the hell? What's wrong with you?